Revenge of the Sith, Mace Windu is quite possibly the most powerful lightsaber duelist of the Jedi Order, as he was not only able to engage the Dark Lord Sidious, but also survive and ultimately defeat him. Windu was able to accomplish this near impossible feat by using his unique variant of Form 7 lightsaber combat known as Vapaad. Vapaad actually allowed Mace Windu to pull the dark emotions and anger from his opponents, and then use them against them. In a sense, using the full ability and power of the dark side of the Force without ever letting it corrupt or touch his soul. This is why Mace Windu was such an effective fighter against dark side wielders, as he could use his own power and then bolster it with the power of his very enemy, using his own skill in lightsaber combat and then adding upon it with the power of his enemies to fuel his blade. This being the primary reason that Mace Windu was able to defeat Darth Sidious in a duel, when someone like Yoda fell short in the end, somewhat that is. Even though an argument could be made that Yoda too was able to defeat Sidious purely in blade-to-blade combat, as in the novel for Revenge of the Sith, we learn that Palpatine actually intentionally puts his lightsaber away halfway through his fight with Yoda, as Palpatine deduces that Yoda will eventually defeat him if he does not fall back upon his Force abilities. Still though, Mace Windu managing to defeat Palpatine should not be understated, as Palpatine is quite possibly the most powerful Sith Lord to ever live, and even though he did not focus exclusively on his lightsaber skills, he's still one of the most powerful and skilled duelists in all of Star Wars, which is why Windu defeating him is so exceptional. Despite this though, Mace Windu has been defeated in a duel and by multiple individuals, including the likes of Yoda and even by Jedi Dooku. However, this was far before the prime of Mace Windu's skill with the lightsaber, and before he had perfected Vapaad. Nonetheless, Windu has been bested in lightsaber combat by other Jedi, and today we will talk about those two Jedi that I just mentioned. Master Windu was known within the Jedi Order for his unusual fighting style, one that he developed after studying the dueling styles and forms of various lightsaber masters. His attacks consisted of relentless, unpredictable blows, like shots from an auto blaster. Master Windu himself remained perfectly balanced and centered, while his blows were erratic and chaotic. In the entire recorded history of Mace Windu's life, he has only been bested by two opponents in the confines of a duel. One was Master Yoda, who some said was the Order's true master of lightsaber combat. The other was former Master Dooku, whose own fighting style was archaic, yet stunningly effective. In fact, it had been Dooku's whole mission in life to become the best duelist of the Jedi Order. This is hugely telling, not only to the power of Windu, but also to those that defeated him, as out of all of the Jedi, Mace has only been defeated by two of them, and it was exceptionally rare of an occurrence. Yoda of course makes sense, as he would be the person that Vapaad would affect the least, as the form focuses on turning your opponent's hatred and dark emotions back against them. Yoda has no dark emotions, so this would not come into effect, and Vapaad would be rendered useless against the Jedi Grand Master. As a result, Windu could use the sequences of the form, but never truly fall into it as deeply as he could against a dark side wielder, meaning a contest between Windu and Yoda would simply fall upon one's skill with the blade. Dooku, on the other hand, is a more interesting reveal, as he is a Jedi trained specifically to fight in blade-to-blade combat, and fight in the confines of a lightsaber duel, sacrificing his skill against blaster-wielding enemies to perfect his skill in one-on-one combat. Dooku was simply more experienced than Windu, but again, this was not Mace's prime when the two of them dueled, as Windu's prime arrived near the end of the Clone Wars, and it was over a decade after Dooku and Windu sparred as Jedi. It should also be noted though that this was likely not Dooku's prime either, as it is widely considered that Dooku becomes his most skilled in lightsaber combat once he turned to the dark side of the Force and was apprenticed to Sidious. Nonetheless, it is an interesting thought. I wanted to make this video to show that Mace has in fact been defeated in lightsaber combat before, and although at the time of Revenge of the Sith he is possibly the best duelist of the Jedi Order, he has not always been. In addition to this, Mace never faced Yoda as his prime either, and it is safe to say that even in Mace's prime, Yoda could have stood a chance against him. But what are your thoughts on this, and the fact that Mace has actually been defeated before in lightsaber combat? And tell me, where do you place Mace Windu as the best duelists of the Jedi? If you guys have been enjoying the content, please force crush that like button, as it helps the channel out a lot. According to my analytics, a lot of you guys that watch the channel aren't actually subscribed yet, so if you've been enjoying the content, force choke that subscribe button. As always, my friends, may the force be with you, and have a great day.